Government forces are back on heightened alert against possible violent incidents with communist rebels. This followed President Rodrigo Duterte's decision to lift the government's unilateral ceasefire with the CPP-NPA-NDF effective last night. The announcement also follows the rebel group's termination of its own ceasefire declaration and a series of armed clashes in the past several days. More of this report from Rocky Ignacio.
President Rodrigo Duterte ordered the lifting of the government's unilateral ceasefire with the CPP-NPA-NDF. The president issued a directive following the revocation of the New People's Army unilateral ceasefire with the government troops. The chief executive was in Mlang, North Cotabato for the launching of the solar-powered irrigation system.
I am asking the soldiers, go back to your camps, clean your rifles, and be ready to fight. I am sorry, but that is how it is.
The president was dismayed over the breakdown of the unilateral ceasefire, saying the NPA killed 6 soldiers despite the February 10 revocation of their unilateral ceasefire.
There has been a breakdown. When I thought all the while that we have a ceasefire, suddenly they lifted it because they wanted ang Communist Party of the Philippines would want me to release 400 prisoners. Convicted na, ara na dia sila sa bilibid. At the start of the talks, I released all political kanilang leader just to assemble their men to meet with Doresa, Belio, and some guys, Braganza, for peace talks. Suddenly, the other day, sabi nila, we're breaking off and we are abandoning the ceasefire unilateral, kanilang yun. Sumunod na rin ako. Ngayon kahapon, sa bilang ko, marami akong patay na sundalo. I lost about 6 and 1 officer. Pati dito. I have to visit the family after here. Kaya kagabi I decided, I called General Anyo and said, nilift ko yung ceasefire tonight. Wala nang ceasefire.
President Duterte added that this is the best time for the communist group to have a binding agreement with the government under his leadership. The president said he tried his best to talk peace with the rebels to end the 50-year insurgency in the country.
I would have wanted very much. Talagang gusto ko. Kasi it's about 50 years in the making. Ang ibig sabihin, gusto niyo another 50 years? Wala nang katapusan? Eh kung walang katapusan, sige. But let it not be said that I did not try. So I guess that peace with the communists cannot be realized during our generation. Maybe years from now. So, ayaw ko magpatayan. Pero kung ganun lang naman, na masundalan ko, pinagpapatay pati sa ubang lugar. Resume tayo anytime. Sige, sabi sila, February 10. Ambos dito, ambos doon sa Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. Sorry. So I really would like to express my sadness. We cannot have a peaceful generation. There will always be a fight. I'm here for 6 years. Siguro ko malasin, less than. But to me, mahirapan na tayo. About the only time, the golden opportunity, kasi galing ako sa left, would be under my administration. Otherwise, wala na.
In the occasion, the president recognized the use of clean power for irrigation that will benefit farmers in the province. For PTV News, Rocky Ignacio. Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, the AFP says there is strong need for the government and rebel peace panels to come up with a joint ceasefire declaration so that sporadic clashes between the units on the ground can be prevented. AFP spokesperson Restituto Padilla stressed that a joint ceasefire is one aspect that the AFP has been demanding forever since peace negotiations started last August. He said that with a joint ceasefire declaration, both parties can agree and submit a list of what they consider as violations to the truce to a duly appointed third monitoring team or facilitators tasked to look and investigate on these claims and, if necessary, impose sanctions on the offending party. In a unilateral ceasefire, there are no provisions for a third-party monitoring team, making it possible for either side to commit truce violations incidentally or accidentally without fear of punishment.